Good morning. This is Brad at Great Western Gardens. It's November the 19th, 2015. It's a bright, sunshiny day this morning. It's about 36 degrees right now, but the sun is shining, the wind's hardly moving. It's just beautiful outside. It is officially winter now, as far as the weather is concerned. If not the actual calendar, it got down to 28 last night, which out here at our altitude is good enough for pretty hard frost. Weather's been interesting these last few days. We actually had a tornado rip through here about 4 miles west of town. No damage to speak of as far as personal property, but some fence rows and a few trees and some signboards took quite a bit of a hit. So there will be some repair work done. Thankfully, no one was injured, and it wasn't any worse than it was. Also, last night, about 1:30 this morning, rather, we had an earthquake. There was an earthquake down in north central Oklahoma that we felt up here. I think it registered about a 4 point something, so it wasn't a tiny one. And it was just about to fall asleep. That stage where you can't quite tell if you're awake or asleep. Might have been dreaming, and I thought I had a dizzy spell or something. The whole house was just shaking back and forth, sort of wobbling. And I real quick got up, checked around, and turned the news on, and sure enough, there was an earthquake. So nothing bad around here, but hope those folks down in Oklahoma are doing all right. No one was injured, and nothing was damaged too severely, but we certainly did feel it here. Also, for my own personal news, I've taken on a new project that has actually been, come Thanksgiving Day, will be 2 years to the day since I took this on, and I finally have been able to actually start. I've got a new wagon that I have planning on rebuilding. It's going to have to take some rebuilding because honestly, the wagon is only new to me. It's probably every bit of 100 years old. It's been sitting in a back acreage of pasture for a good 40, if not 50 years. And it's pretty far gone. When I say rebuild, I'm basically going to have to build a wagon. And if you give me just a moment here, I will show you what that looks like. Yep, there it is. That is my wagon, or such as remains of it. You notice I do have all of the iron, which thank goodness, because that's the expensive part. If you don't have the iron, you don't have a wagon. The wood, there's a little bit in there that I will be able to salvage, but for the most part, I'm going to have to rebuild each piece, and of course, have to build the box from the ground up. Literally, in this case, from the ground up. You see, there are no wheels. Well, the reason it's been 2 years since I've been able to do anything on this project is I've been in search of a good wainwright. Or more specifically, a wheelwright. Although the guy that I found, he does the whole thing, wagon, wheels, and the whole shebang. That's Don Werner of Werner Wagon Works in Horton, Kansas. He's about as far away from me as you can possibly get and still be in the same state. Horton's up there north of Kansas City a little bit. And my cousin and I are both in the same boat. We both acquired a broken down ratty old wagon about the same time. And we've made a few trips out there. We ran his wheels up. When he got the money to pay for them, had to rebuild his wheels almost completely. His were in a little better shape than mine. We got his back, took mine up in the same trip, and just last Monday, Don called me. He had some business with a client that he works with down in Oklahoma not too far from here, and he just delivered my wheels out to me, so I didn't have to make another trip up to Kansas City. Don does business with Wagon folks all over the country. You've actually probably seen a lot of his rolling stock in movies and all sorts of big productions. He's pretty well known. So if you need any wagon work done, call Don Werner. Highly recommended. So I got my wheels back, and when I get those on, I will be able to start up, and it'll actually start looking like a wagon again and get it off the ground, and I'll be able to see what I'm looking at. So I'll show you those wheels here in just a minute. Let's head back in the barn. And here they are. As you can see, every stitch of wood on there is brand spanking new. He just rebuilt it around the rims and the hubs that I had. Now those wooden hubs, you'll see they do look a little bit different. Mr. Werner does not do the hubs himself. He can, but he just as soon ship those out to somebody who can do them quicker and probably even better. He does business with some folks in Pennsylvania. They're Amish, believe it or not. Yeah, an Amish wagon builder. Who'd have thought? So those hubs are actually Amish built. They are great quality. They're solid. Every bit of the rest of that is Don. He bends those, he cuts them, and just does a heck of a job. He's got an amazing shop. He let us tour it. When we took these up, I would love to have his shop or just spend a day with him. Honestly, watching the man work. Those are pretty wide rims. They're about, I think they're 3-inch. Looks to me like 3.5. So I got myself some pretty solid wheels. I'm glad to have those. And here in the next couple of weeks, I will be getting those painted and mounted back on the wagon frame. And from that point on, I'll try to give you as many updates as I can while I'm rebuilding this wagon, and you can learn right along with me. Any tips, tricks, hints any of you experienced wagon builders out there might have, well, lay them on me, and I look forward to seeing some progress and sharing it with you folks. With that, this is Brad signing out, Great Western Gardens. We'll see you next time.